Another exciting moment. I am sitting with Ntsako Mahlaule. Believe you me, I went to get my own this time. I went to get my own blood. Ntsako Mahlaule, who is the CEO and founder of Charged Up Group of companies. Not only is she in business, but she is also Miss SA Bachelorette Top 16.
Yay.
Beauty and brains.
Yes, thank you so much. We call it beauty with a purpose.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
Drove all the way from Nelspruit. I feel very special. Very, very special that, you drove all the way for Masterminds of Influence. Because you are an influencer yourself, but you come somewhere. You're born in Bushbuckridge. Like I was saying to you earlier, I thought Bushbuckridge was in Limpopo for quite a long time because Tsonga language is predominantly in Limpopo. But tell me, how is Bushbuckridge?
Thank you so much for having me once again. And like you've said, I am Ntsako Mahlaule. I am a child of God. I'm goal-driven. I believe that I am here because I need to achieve my goals. Like you said, that I drove all the way to get here. It's not just for me. It's not just for the fun of it, but it's part of the goal that I need to achieve.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here. I grew up in Bushbuckridge. I was born there, small village called Agincourt. Yes, Agincourt.
Agincourt.
Yes, it's a very small village.
But you say village and you say Agincourt. It sounds like
a town. No.
There's some St. Mary's one high school there.
It's a very beautiful name.
Yes.
I guess it's just showing how beautiful the people are from there. But besides that, it's a village, a very small village. And grew up with my parents and my two younger brothers. So I'm a firstborn of two boys.
Okay.
Yes. I've been staying with my parents ever since and grew up in like a Christian background. So my parents, they contributed. I believe that my parents contributed to the person that I am today because they have taught me how to be a good person while allowing me to get to know myself, identify my capabilities, and also like just helping me to become that person. You understand? So they have been there from day one and until now. And also the village itself, they have supported my journey from since I grew up, because I like to believe that they realized that I was different. I've been a creative from a very young age. I've been loving fashion, just things that are not used in a village. And I like to believe that my community got to a point where they've started to embrace me.
And actually, you were easily noticeable.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And when I now started all these things charged up, because I started there at home, the fashion shows, business seminars.
But how old were you when you started now?
I think I was 20. I was 25.
Oh, so after school.
Yes, it was after school because I did my primary school there. I did my high school there. And I went to University of Nelson Mandela University. I started analytical chemistry, Port Elizabeth.
So you studied analytical chemistry?
Yeah. You had me
But
right.
what drove you? What was the drive, or how did you end up in analytical chemistry?
So, it's something, one of the things that I'm advocating now, especially young people that are still in high school, to say, when you choose a course, it shouldn't be because it's what your parents are saying. It shouldn't be because of what your friends are saying, but the course should be aligned to who you are. So I went to study chemistry because I passed well in physics and math. So I thought, because I did not know that I can make a living based on being a creative based on starting a business and all of that. I did not have information. I thought that you can only be successful when you do certain careers. And I believe it's a belief that a lot of people still have, more especially parents, to say that your child can only, I don't want to mention a certain careers, but there's that belief from parents that you can only make it when you do this and that. So that's what happened when I get to varsity. It was because I passed well in those subjects. So I thought, let me just do a course that is aligned to those subjects, which I do not regret going there as much as I'm not working as a chemist, and I don't think I'll ever work as a chemist.
But you completed the course.
Yes, I completed the course. Nice. And I'm happy that I've went there, because being in that place, I found myself.
And also it's a different environment.
Yes.
You're out of the village where everything is done, in a standard way, certain way. And now you go to tertiary where you're meeting the poor of the poorest and the rich of the richest,
Perfect. So getting to Eastern Cape, the creativity is being respected into another level.
Wow.
When you're a fashion designer, that is taken as a very important career. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started attending. I remember I entered Miss Port Elizabeth. I went to fashion shows, showcasing for local designers. And I was like, oh my God, this is me. And you find that, when I get to my course now, it's time to go to practicals. I will struggle, because when it's time for practicals, I have to wear a lab coat. I have to wear boots. I remember I used to wear like heels to varsity and put my boots in my bag. When it's time for practicals, I had to go change. And they will fight with me, because you're not supposed to put nails. It will mix with the chemicals, hair, and all. Like, Ntsako, don't put nails and all that. So I felt stuck in that course. And then I remember when I finished, I told my parents that, guys, thank you so much for the money that you have spent, but now I want to do this.
I want to do Ntsako now.
I want to do Ntsako. And I will never forget my father's words. He was like, it's about time. Like
he said it's about time. So he was aware of this creativity. He was actually aware where you are. You know that you're supposed to
but he didn't know what I can do. I remember when it's time to go, maybe when I was about to finish my course, when I had like interviews, I was like, Ntsako, make sure you don't wear like heels, don't put too much makeup, because he knew I was that kind of a person. And you find that the job that I'm getting is for me to go to a lab and all of that. He was like, don't be too much classy. They need for you to be. And I was like, no, but that's who I am, So, but then when now I finally told him that this is what I want to do, they were so happy for me.
Wow.
They were so happy. As much as now, the problem was that we have spent so money for you on this course. We won't have money to help you start a business. So that's when now it was all on me to prove it to myself that this dream of mine is valid, and also to prove it to my parents that you do not waste. I will still make something out of myself. So that's when I came back from Port Elizabeth, I started it was 2019. When I started, I charged up, and then I started registering it and all of that. And then when I started, for me, the dream was something very big. The vision was big, but I understood that for me to start to be big, I have to start small. I have to start somewhere. And I was like, okay, let me just start it as clothing for now, because that's where my passion lies. So I didn't want to call it charged up clothing, because I felt like it will limit me to a lot of to a lot of things. I just said charged up, and then that's when I started to do my logo, do my clothing and all of that, and then I started to promote the
But
clothes.
Before we get to that, so where did though you had the passion, and all, but to do the full clothes or the clothing items, where did you learn that skill? Obviously, one can say it's a gift and all, but there should be somewhere or somehow where you are perfecting it in order for you to sell.
Yes. So with what I was doing, it's even what I'm doing now. I don't sew.
Okay.
What we do, I have people who sew for me at my shop. Okay, I don't want to get to the shop. We'll get to the shop as time goes. Yeah. So there are people who sew for me. What I'm having is an idea of how I want my clothes
more like
to be.
A fashion designer.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then now I have people who are doing that for me. I'm having my own branding as well, where I'm like, okay, take this pant and put the logo. The graphic designers will print, the people will sew. So it's sewing and printing all together. So that's how it started. So even when I started, before I had my own machines to sew and to print, I was outsourcing, where I would get people to say, this is the idea that I'm having. Can you please sew for me? And after sewing, I'll take the stuff to people who print. Can you please print it this way? Put the logo at the back, or don't put the logo there, just put it inside or something like that. So I've been working with people with regards to that. So as time grew, that's when I was like, okay, I need people who will advertise my business. I'll get young people to say that, here's a clothes, please take pictures in it. And then those people automatically, that's how I started my charged up modeling agency. They were regarded as charged up models.
Oh, there's a modeling agency.
Yes, I also have models. All right. Because now, so meaning now when I started, it was a clothing. I had to get printing, I had to sew, I had to get models to advertise. And then I had to get photographers to shoot these things. So to cut the story short, when I started, I did not have anything.
Any of those. You actually had a degree from Nelson Mandela.
Exactly, yes. I did not have any of the capitals to shoot, to print, and to sew. But now I realize that this is where I want to go, to have my own, so that when I'm having an event, when I'm having a fashion show, I'm using my own models, my own sewers, my own photographer. So photographers.
Instead of outsourcing. You want to do everything.
Exactly, inside. Yes. And then from there, that's when I was like, I need all these things, but I do not have money and I cannot go to my parents. That's when I started to make a research, and then I found out about funding institutions. And I remember the first fund I got, it bought me my first camera. It bought me my first sewing machine, and it bought me my first printing. And even though it was not big, but it was something that I was, it was a startup kit that I could use my own things. And then from there, I was saving a lot, because I was not going to anyone. And then the good thing that I love about it, and I love about entrepreneurship, is that when you identify a problem, you get to fix a lot of things. You come up with a solution that will fix a lot of things. And this is what happened, because after they bought me that startup kit, charged up photography was introduced, because it was not just shooting for charged up stuff, but when there are events, when there's a wedding, when there's a baby shower, all of that, they were calling us to go shoot. And that way the business is it's growing. And charged up modeling agency was introduced, where now people were introducing their stuff. Can I have 2 women to come and shoot for this and that? If there's a certain product that needs to be advertised, can I have 2 guys, 2 girls to come shoot for this perfume and all of that? And then charged up printing was introduced as well, because, and you understand, where people now will come, Tamanini, Ntsako, can I please print? Can she print for my t-shirt? Right, happy birthday.
Inside your parents' house?
Inside my parents' house. So that's when I was like, okay, this thing is growing. I need to have my own space. It's just too crowded. As much as my parents were not complaining, they were happy to see me grow, but I felt like I need my own space. And then that's when, and I was doing all these things by myself. My younger brother is the one who I trained for the photography, but the printing, you won't believe, I studied online, YouTube. I was printing myself. And then from then, I got a small shop there by Bushbuck Ridge as well in the village. It's just like a busy corner, you know, those busy corner where there's markets, there's liquor shops and all of that. And then I also got my small shops where now I had my shop display, I was printing and all of that. And then I had to employ because that has been one of my biggest dreams, to contribute in job creation, as it is one of the challenges that our country is facing.
Definitely.
So I had to employ one person to help.
So now you became the boss.
Exactly. And I was so happy because now I could go out, get clients, and I could have someone in the shop to call that this is what you expect, this kind of person is coming in today and all of that. So that's when now I had my own shop to say that this is my small shop. And then as much as I achieved that goal, still I was not satisfied.
Why? Why were you not satisfied?
For me, I wanted big. Actually, I believed in the power of my dreams. I believed that I can get more out of this baby of mine. And I could go to the mall. I would meet people wearing charged up. I could go to different churches. Pastors are preaching in their charged up shirts, you know. Like I could see charged up everywhere, young kids. One of the most thing that I love about my starting process is the inspiration I was bringing to the community. Young people, they were seeing things in different view. You know, now this charged up fashion show, they have reason not to go drink and all of that. They have reason to go to dress up, look nice, and go to a fashion show, which is very rare in a village. You understand?
Very rare, true.
And then from there, I was like, okay, I am here. But I just felt a gap in my heart, a space actually, like, I still need to do something more, to do something big. And then that's when I sat down with my parents to say, I need to go to the city of Mpumalanga. I did not know anyone there. I did not have a place to stay, but I was like, I need to step outside my comfort zone. I need to go outside where I have to stay in my own place, not having to be comfortable that if I don't have money, I know I'll get home, food is there. I don't have to pay rent, understand? So for me, I was like, I need to get to that space. So my parents was like, we don't think you're ready because you don't have enough money. You're still struggling. I was like, I don't believe that you have to make it big for you to become big. You just have to believe that you can become big. So I would like to say to the listeners, it's all about the mindset. How you believe. If now you take what other things are telling you, because there were a lot of people saying, lamakaya fashion shows, lamakaya models.
It's a very rare thing. I'm not sure. Has there ever been anything like that?
No.
Even after you've done it?
After there have been many.
Because now you are a trendsetter.
Exactly.
You opened the doors. You show them life is
exactly. So before it was not there. So there were a lot of laughing to say, she's from Port Elizabeth. She was doing chemistry. Why now? Maybe I don't know. Like,
they thought that you are bringing PE to push.
Exactly. And they thought maybe I'm not getting a job as a chemist. Maybe I felt there. So they were like, what is she trying to do? And why can't she take these things to Joburg? So there were a lot of negativity around it, you know. So, but because I believed, my point is that because I believed that I believed it in first. As time went, now they believed in it because they see my consistency in this thing. They see how it is. I remember my first fashion show, you could count Van Lavava attended. And my latest fashion show, it was fully packed.
Wow.
It was fully packed, and where people still asking when is the next show and all of that, you understand? So I'm trying to inspire. At the end of the day, I say I aim to inspire.
Yes.
And then when I sat down with my parents, they're like, where are you going to stay? And then I searched online. I got this other small bag room in Nelspruit. It was very tiny. It could only fit like a single bed. Sure. And then I was like, Dad, I did not even have a car. I was like, please take me there. Please don't know. If I promise that if I don't make it, I'll come home. But it is my dream. It is worth a try. And for me, I sleep at night knowing that I've done something, even if it was not big, even if I did not succeed. But for the fact that I tried.
You have tried it, that which was your dream. But now, as you're talking, I can tell, that you've got very supportive parents.
Yes. I don't want to lie.
They're playing a very big role in your life.
Yes.
You're speaking more about your dad. You seem like your daddy's princess.
Actually, no, it's actually the same. Even now that I'm here, they both know that I'm here. And I told them I'm meeting a Mahlaule. They were so happy about that.
Wow.
My dad was like, yo, please go out there and expand the family.
Yes. Yeah.
But beside that, my dad was so happy because, or rather both of them, they were so happy because they've seen how I started with this brand.
Yes.
And for me, my slogan, it says, makes mom satisfaction charged up to the world.
Oh,
so this, for me, this baby of mine is international.
This is a global
Yes.
baby.
And then when now I was at home in Bush and then moved to Nelspruit, the city, where now I'm telling them that I'm going to Gauteng.
Yes.
They were so happy to say, okay, so her dream is coming to life because she's expanding to another city, you understand? And then they were like, okay, we will take you there because they know that when I say something, they cannot say anything. They took me there. I paid online that small room of mine. I remember my parents and my brothers, they drove me there. My younger brothers, they were just laughing, like, kids.
Yeah.
Like, is this where you're going to sleep? Like, oh my God, it's so tiny. And my mom was just crying.
Oh,
like, my baby, you don't have to do this. We can still take care of you. I'm like, that's the thing. How will I leave a legacy?
And you want to grow.
Yes, I want to leave a legacy.
Well.
Yes. And I was like, I cannot. I have to be here. They left me there. My mother was very sad. She was crying.
I can imagine the first nights probably she was tossing and turning.
Your firstborn daughter in a city, like, she could call every second. Are you okay? Have you eaten?
Sure.
I'm like, no, I'm fine. And it took me months to settle. And I couldn't even tell them because they will stress. I didn't ask money for
They will insist you come back home.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I'm okay. I'm able to pay rent. Because the shop was still existing back at Bush. And to be honest, I had a lot of struggles going office by office, taking taxis to municipalities, to offices, to private sectors, to banks, asking for loans, asking for investors, to do a business plan, you have to have money to do this and that. I remember, Mama, I had to walk sometimes. I find that I don't have, a money for taxi. I walked, and I've always been someone who's classy. I'll put my heels in my bag, take my palm to walk. When I get to an office, I change.
You change
to heels. When I get there, they say dress how you want to be addressed.
Exactly.
When I get to the offices, you find the security guards opening doors. Like, oh my God, they will think I'm a CEO or I'm a big investor coming there to you understand. They will open the thingy for me. Like, okay, welcome. Which office are you going to? And
at that moment, you actually don't even know where you're going.
At that moment, I'm from a taxi. I've been working. I don't have money for food. I'm trying. A lot of people, they don't share their journey. When they get to the top, looking all good. Even now, there are a lot of people who think I had it easy because, I don't share my struggles. A lot of times, I'm always a positive person that your dreams are valid. You can achieve your dreams regardless of where you come from. A lot of people, they think that I just got it easy. Meanwhile, I've walked in the streets in the city crying and praying that God, one day the same streets I'm walking, I want to be driving in the same streets.
Yes,
you understand?
That's a spirit.
Yes. So to cut the story short, I remember I managed to get to the CEDA office. So CEDA, they don't fund with a lot of money. Actually, they don't fund with money. They just fund with marketing, promotional items. And they were like, okay, we can give you a tablecloth, table, gazebo and like a shelter. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I applied for that. I'm all about compliance, and it's something that I want to encourage upcoming entrepreneurs, that you should be compliant. Even if your business is very small, make sure that you have a business bank account, it is registered, you have a tax clearance. A lot of people are scared to have a business bank account, to say that, but we're not making much money. Investors, they don't want to see money in your account. When they see a business bank account, they confirmation letter. They see how serious you take your business. And a lot of people are scared to have a tax clearance as well. They're scared of SARS, they're gonna tax them. Like, no, if you don't make money, you just declare zeros. You know, so don't be scared. But if you are compliant, a lot of investors, they're gonna believe in your vision, to say, okay, because investors, they want someone they can rely on. They need someone who believes in their business first. So it's just an advice to say, when you start your business, don't think that you would only be compliant when you have 100 employees and all of these things. Be compliant from the beginning. Without anything, Exactly. And then I remember I went to the local municipality to say, I am having this dream. CEDA is willing to give me this, but I do not have money for rent or to pay for where I can put my display. They were like, okay, we will find a space for you. I remember they gave me a space, like an outside space next to, like it was a busy corner, because my goal at that moment was to bring awareness of the brand, to give people flyers, to know. And that was a perfect spot, actually. Yes, exactly. So for me, I was not seeing myself downgrading. I had a purpose. Even when I'm thinking, oh my God, I'll be in the streets. For me, I was seeing the bigger picture. When people pass, they're like, oh, what is Charged Up? And then I would explain to them, you understand? Because the name on its own, it says, ask about it. Like, exactly. Because it's not obvious, like you were saying, Charged Up clothing. Yes, exactly. They want to know, what is it about? Yes. So I did CEDA did flyers for me, and then I took my marketing materials to the streets. I started there. Sometimes I did not have money for taxis. Still, I will carry those bags with my clothes. I'll to do a display there, put my things, give out flyers. I was so happy. But to most people, they laughed. I don't want to lie. And I'll take pictures and post that, I'm proud of my baby. This is where we are, but I'm so excited of where we are going. Yes. Hey, a lot of people, I know they laughed. Like, what is she trying to do? And I will really post on my socials every day. I still believe in marketing. Yes. I post in my socials, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. I post every day of what I do, and it's because of how I'm proud, you know. And then to cut the story short, I don't really want to dwell into the difficulties I faced, but I kept on going, asking for help, looking for investors. Sure, knocking at every door. Every door, ma'am. Every door. And then lastly, where I got my biggest investor, it was from the office of the premier. And it is the one that took me to where I am now, where I'm having shops at the mall. And it's where I've always dreamed. Actually, I want Charged Up to be in all shops across the country and beyond. And for me to get to to have the shop at the mall, they bought me big printing machines. I remember the machines that I had then could only print one color of a logo. Clothing only. It couldn't print business card or a banner or anything like that. And the machines that I have now, it can print billboards. Wow. It can print, we print signages, big boards, we print big banners, we print clothing. They bought for me embroidery machines. We don't just do the digital. We see the embroidery. Exactly. They bought for me from that small
printing,
camera.
Oh, okay.
Now they bought me like a whole equipment where I'm having my own studio.
Oh, because in Bush you had a small camera.
Yes, just one camera with no lights, nothing. Now they've bought me best equipment. I'm having a studio like this where we have the backdrop, the lights and everything, and now I had my own stock, I'm having this beautiful shop. Like every time, where even now when I'm having challenges, I could just go to my shop, just look at it. Yeah.
So you've got 7 employees that you full time.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is no longer a newborn, it's no longer a toddler, it's no longer a teenager.
No, actually,
I
don't allow to be called a SME, like a small business anymore. I'm a business person.
Yes.
We have a business that we are running.
Yes.
And I'm actually proud of that because I've charged up now. It's closing the gap. 7 employees. We're providing for those families.
You're providing for families.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
My brother is still one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, from when I started, after he finished matric, when he was asked what do you want to do, he was like, I want to work with Ceci. And then I moved with him to the city. Even now, I still laugh at him like, do you remember when we were laughing?
That small room?
I think he was doing like grade 11 or something.
Yes.
He was the one who was like, Ceci, it's like Queen sleeping here. And I'm like, hey, now you have to start here. Yes. So I believe that I'm one of his biggest inspiration, and I'm trying to groom him. So even now he's still there. He's the one who's handling the photography side and the embroidery side. And I have all these people working there. I understand. So as much as people, when they feel happy to find me there, they feel happy to place their orders through me. But I'm happy that I'm at the point where people will just get to the shop and get their job done. Exactly.
Yes,
and also people can just call me. I don't mind, because people are still struggling to differentiate me from charged up. They still think I'm charged up because they've seen how
you started as well.
So you find someone like, Ntsako, can you please design for me a business card? I'm like, there's a graphic designer for that. But I cannot tell them. I'm like, okay, I'll call my graphic designer. Please call this person fix. Or now, like what I was saying, I will send the message to say, speak to my office. They're going to help you. And also tell them at the office that now I'm doing this. I won't be available. All their calls will be direct.
You're now no longer operating in Mama's house. You are at the mall now.
You will be surprised. My mother, she's always like, she makes sure that like once within 2 weeks she comes. Like when she gets there, you can see
just sees God's
she just
place.
lightens up. So that's where we are now. And for me, I'm not really a bragging person, but I like to use my journey. I'm an author. Yes. Oh my word, I did not come with my book. The book I've launched it December 2023.
Oh, it's already launched.
Yeah, it is already
nice.
launched. Yeah. It's called The Journey of Becoming.
So is this a personal journey?
Yes, yes. It's a personal journey, but I've put it into a business side as well, where I'm talking about the power of not giving up, the power of finding yourself, the power. My favorite chapter there is metamorphosis. Okay. The chapter we know the caterpillar, how it starts, very something that is not attractive,
desirable,
but then it
very fragile.
Exactly, very fragile. That's where I started, and a lot of people were looking at me like, "Oh my God, what is she trying to do?" But I believe that I will fly one day. I'll be a butterfly. Yes. A butterfly represents beautiful things. It is kind, love. It flies in the sky, and I don't feel like I'm there yet. I'm still on my way. As much as a lot of people now, they see me as a butterfly.
But because you know where you want to go.
Exactly. That's the thing. I will go home and you will see how happy they are. Like, oh my God, you've made it. Our parents are so happy. Like our kids,
imagine you are the example.
Exactly. And same parents. I remember when I started, when I was calling parents, like I could look at certain kids who I see that they have a model look, and ask parents, can your kids be my models? I remember some parents were like, no, we cannot. And I don't blame them. Like they had that idea, the models, the
oh yeah,
they do all these
but that's usually old people's mentality.
Exactly.
Even in rural settings, that's how they think.
Yeah, and for me, that's not the idea I had. My models, they know we all about elegance, we all about classy, we all about how you dress. It's how, like I said, it's how you want to be addressed. You understand? So from how I lived my life and from how I've done my things, being professional and all of that, a lot of parents now, they were happy to give me their kids, to say, can our kids grow up under your wing? And then, like I was talking about my book, the Journey of Becoming. So for me, I don't believe that a destination, it is actually there to say that now I have arrived. You don't I feel like it is a journey. Every day you learn something. It is a
journey with bumps, with humps, with challenges.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to go back, but it is a journey.
Exactly.
It all depends on how you perceive and how your strength is throughout the journey.
Exactly. And it's also about how you allow yourself to grow every day.
Oh, yes.
When you get to a point where you feel like you know everything, you will see that's when you will fail. Everything that you've worked so hard for, it's going to fail. So the book, it encourages learning. There are a lot of people that I look up to who have made it in life. If you look at their lifestyle, they're still working so hard. And you ask yourself, why are they still working? They've achieved a lot, you understand? So for me, that showed that you don't really get to a destination. It is a journey. Every day you identify something new about yourself. And what I love about my book and about my life is that I am saying, embrace the journey.
Embrace it.
Be happy with the fact that things are not going well in your life, while finding the reason and the lesson in it. For me, working in the streets, selling my brand in the street, I've always knew that my brand is not for the streets, it's for the mall. But going through that time, I had to learn something. And I believe that if I passed there, if I just made it to the top just like that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
And nothing can stop you.
Exactly.
If you can, because look, the streets is not for everybody.
Yes.
The streets is not for everybody. It's one of the hardest things that it's not everyone who can just decide, now I'm going to the streets.
Yeah.
Some of us have got to pray first.
Exactly.
You've got to look around, who's looking at me, and all. But you forgot about it. You forgot about, worst part, you forgot about the fact that you have got a degree. You didn't come with a mindset that this degree is not going to work. I must just go and look for a proper job. So it really says a lot about how you believe in yourself, how you believe in your dream.
So from there, I was like, okay, this is where we are. And that we are still working so hard. Like I said, there are still a lot of challenges that we have. And as you grow, the more challenges you have. But like I've said, that looking back to how, hey, now I am driving same streets I was walking.
Oh, yes. And next time you will be flying with your own jet.
Exactly.
The very same places, passing
them. And even now, when I meet challenges, there are a lot of things that I come across where I feel like, oh my God, there's no solution. I feel like I want to cry. I'll just leave my office, take my keys and drive in the city. When I'm driving in the same streets where I was walking, crying, I am like, why should I stress now?
Yes.
I will go back to the office. I will go out, not going anywhere, just to be in the car and drive. And I'll come back a different person to say that I fought to be here.
Yes.
And I still have a long way to go. I will still fight, So where we are now, like I've said, charged up to the world. I need to introduce charged up to Gauteng. That's why any opportunities that come, says Gauteng, I am there because I need to introduce Gauteng, charged up to Gauteng. And that's why I am excited and very grateful for opportunities like this to say charged up is coming to Gauteng. And Gauteng, please be ready. Something big.
Mahlaule girl is coming.
Yes, I'm about to charge up the whole city. You know? And now that's where I entered the Miss Bachelorette South
But before we
Africa.
get now to the Miss Bachelorette, your book, where is it found?
Okay, so you can find it online. I just searched the journey of becoming. It is also there in Takealot as well. And then you just said the journey of becoming by Ntsako Mahlaule. And you can also contact me. I believe I will leave my details after the podcast. And then you can contact me and I'll share even on my socials inbox. And then you can get the
how much is it?
It's only 200 rands.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So like just to close about the book, I'm talking about my journey, how I've started. I'm talking about being compliant. So what is it to be compliant? All the documentations that you need.
So basically it's mainly for the entrepreneurs, those who are even, desiring to say, this is my journey, this is how I did it.
Exactly.
You can, learn from
it. And I'm also partnered with the FNB on the book. So there's a chapter, a financial chapter, where it's written by the FNB to say that this is how you should handle your finances, this is how you should save, this is how you should spend, and all of that. And I think it's talking about finances, the character of an entrepreneur, the mindset, So I've that book
sounds like a very interesting book.
It's a must.
Now over to Miss Bachelorette. But what drove you to actually and how did you know about it?
So one thing about me, I'm a very curious person. I believe that I do not believe in self-made. I believe that you become someone because you met someone contributed, even if it's not, people did not give you money, but there's a certain knowledge that they've put in your mind to make you see things in a different way. And I want to thank, it's just that I want to mention people, but I want to thank God first because of the grace that He has put in my life, that when I get to pitch my ideas, there are a lot of people who believed in me, and some did not give me money, but they gave me best advices to say that to get this, do this and that. You understand? I remember when I still started at Bush, there was a lady, Millicent Mashele. She paid rent for the first 6 months of my shop to say, we've seen how you started, how you walk up and down, I will pay 6 months rent, and also
a divine help.
Yes. And then also when I started when she stopped paying, now I had to pay struggle. The people who were owners, they did not throw me out when I was struggling to pay. They believed in this thing, Do you find that sometimes they could say, okay, we'll come by so that you can be able to pay rent. You understand? That's the kind of support I got. So to answer your question, I had people who believed in me. And like I was saying, that I am a very curious person. I believe that a big person such as Elon Musk, I can get to that person and sit with them like this and pitch my idea and they sponsor me. And one another thing about me, I research. I research. Even the way I found out about the fundings, it was not like something that just came to me out of the blue. I said, what are the opportunities that young people have, And when they say Office of the Premier, I'll say, where? I'll go there. They'll say, no, the person, I will go there. When I get there, like, no, the person who deals with it is not in today, coming next week. I'll go back next week again. Understand? When I get there, no, it is closed. Come back next month. I'll go back next month. They say, no, fill your name here. We'll get back to you. If they don't get back to me, I call them. You understand?
There's the spirit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you will always knock and then you leave without hearing what they say. Knock at every door, but you don't wait to hear or make follow-ups.
So I don't want to raise young people who believe in being spoon-fed, who believed in only pointing out problems. Our government is not doing this. Our government is not doing this. They're not what are you doing to provoke that situation?
What is the solution?
Exactly. So my kind of young people that I want to raise, the people that look up to me. I want to raise people who go for what they want, regardless of where they come from, regardless of what the society is saying. I want them to change the mindset that people have. That's the kind of young people I'm trying to raise. And then now, when I find out about these things that I research about, I don't send someone. I go
you
there.
Do it yourself.
I go, like you were asking, Ntsako, you drove all the way. Someone might think it's a very small thing. To me, it is not. I believe that it plays a huge role in what I am building.
Yes.
So when I research, okay, now I need to get to Gauteng. The same way I wanted to get to Mbombela City. I don't know anyone in Gauteng. How can I get to Gauteng? And then I found out about the Miss Bachelorette competition. I was like, okay, at this moment, I don't see myself as a model, a beauty queen. I see myself as much as I'm a public figure. I am a business person. I'm a businesswoman. But these can play a role in part of my building, because if it's a national pageant, when I win, even if I don't win, the journey of being a Miss Bachelorette finalist will introduce me to Gauteng, where all the workshops are being done there. And I also looked at the values of this pageant. They're all about Bachelorette means an unmarried woman, but they are not saying that as women you should not be married. They're saying that marriage as a woman shouldn't be your say I am successful because I'm married.
It's not a signature.
But they're trying to build a woman to say, find yourself first. Be able to buy your own frontal that you want. You shouldn't say that you're waiting for your husband to buy it for you. You understand? Do not depend on marriage for survival. And they talk about fighting against gender-based violence as well. And like I am now advocating for entrepreneurship, to say, as a woman, as much as there are a lot of factors that contribute to gender-based violence, I believe that one of them is women stays in abusive relationship because they want that guy to buy the meal to eat the following day. If they say, if I leave, what will I eat? What will I wear? Where will I stay? You understand? So I'm advocating for that, to say, as women, marriage is a very beautiful thing. It's something that, as much as I'm not married yet, I need to get married. I want to get married. And it's also beautiful for, as women, we like to be pampered. They buy flowers for us. They buy this and that. But that shouldn't be the drive for us to get married. We should be able to, when you feel like you want flowers, go buy them yourself, you know. So those values for Miss Bachelorette, they were aligned with my beliefs.
Yeah, I think you have actually, more like, let me, for lack of a better word, say, opened my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I have never went into the website to check anything. Just the name on itself. Because I wanted to ask you what made you enter that. Because the name on itself, if you don't know, you'll think it's those women who are saying, we're not married and we are happy, and we are not that we are not happy when we're not married. But basically it's as if you are embracing and endorsing not being married, and you saying we are remaining like this. We are fine like this. We are remaining like this. But the way you are saying it is basically to say, in the moment of the single for that moment, embrace yourself.
Exactly.
Build yourself. Be content as an individual before that person comes, and before you can actually expect someone to come and spoil you. Spoil yourself. Wow. I like it. I like that. I like it. But then you are in top 16. When did it start, the journey? When did it start? And from what number were you?
So the journey started last year. We were in top 60.
60.
Yeah.
And now so it's like how long now since last year?
I believe it's been maybe 6 months now, 6 to 7 months while running for this thing. Yeah. So when I found out about this, I was like, okay, it is aligning to who I am. And then,
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then from there, I was like, okay, I will bet 2 birds with 1 stone. When I go for Miss Bachelorette photo shoots and all of that, I'm looking for opportunities. You understand?
Yes, because as you are there, whoever you're meeting, whatever workshops you're going to, you don't just talk about Ntsako Mahlaule without charged up.
Exactly, you know. And then I make sure that I extend my my trip. For instance, now I'll be here the whole weekend because tomorrow I'm having other appointments. I'll make sure that, okay, since Miss Bachelorette booked me for Thursday, I'll make sure that I research more which office to get an appointment to go pitch, to go present, and that tomorrow I'm having another presentation and all of that for me to get familiar with the city and how people or business are being ran here. And then from top 60, I entered the competition with that aim. And to be honest, whether I win or not, personally, I have won.
Yes.
I have won big time because
60 to 16
is
a milestone.
Not just by to 16, by the contact I have made with Gauteng. Even if I don't make it as a Miss Bachelorette, I will now have a reason without Miss Bachelorette to come to Gauteng. And for that, I'd like to thank the Miss Bachelorette platform to say they have really opened my mind. They've already introduced me to a way of thinking and introduced me to certain places. And then from there, I've started the journey. And what I like about the journey is that most of the things that they were needed, I did not have to start doing them as Miss Bachelorette. I've already started. I've already doing, I have charged up. It's a PTY, also a foundation. I've already started doing community projects where I give out stuff to orphanage, to schools and all of that. Exactly.
Nice.
So when the Miss Bachelorette says, do an outreach, for me, it's not like, oh my God, where do I even start?
You don't have to start from zero.
Yes, it's something that I've already been doing. When they say do a business seminar, do an event, get an event full of sponsors and all of that. For me, I'm like, okay, I've been doing that. You understand? So that's when now I started with the journey, doing all these events, starting asking people to vote for me, and they've been supportive. They voted. I did all these events. They come, they sponsored, they pledged until I was announced top 16 based on my work. And then now the crowning, it's on the 20th of April.
20th of April.
Yeah.
So from 16, where are you going? 16 is going to be 10.
No.
How so?
So now the 16, we're going to, all of us will be competing on stage. For the finals? Yes, for the finals.
All 16?
Yes, all 16.
Which is actually much better because you do the 16, 10, 5 and 3, and, from 5 and then 2 people are not getting anything, going back. And so I think this is much better.
Yeah, but this one, remember, 16 on stage, but still top 3 is going to be announced.
But at least there's going to be 13 people walking home empty-handed. Is better, consoling each other there. I can handle this. I can handle top 5, and it's just me and someone who will not be getting anything. I can't handle that top 5.
Yeah. So at least now we're competing. We are 16 on stage, and then that's when they're gonna choose the top 3: the queen, first princess, and the second
princess. Look, this one is coming to the Mahlaule.
Yay! Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, it has to. So yeah, people are still asked to vote. I'm still asking for people to vote.
But before we get to the voting, what actually makes one win? Basically, what is one supposed to do? Is it, except for the charity work, the community work, what else is one supposed to do?
So I feel like, I believe that each pageant has its own rules, and that's where people get it wrong. You start seeing a pageant first time when it's Miss Something on TV and you're like, oh my God, that one just going to win because she's so beautiful. Not knowing that this thing has started from way back.
Yes.
You find that the most beautiful person there, she did not raise the money that was supposed to be raised.
Oh,
she
you're raising funds.
So hence I'm saying that each pageant has its own things. So when you get into the pageant, they tell you they are sponsors of this event. Make sure that on your socials, you post about them. You talk about them because they're sponsoring the event. Let's take, they say that you have to raise 5,000 during your events, sponsorships and all of that. And also the character, your social media should also have that look that this one fits to be a queen. You understand? So, and also how you talk, how you see yourself, those kind of the things. And now and also the votes. Are you leading in terms of votes, because the vote also shows how much people likes you. Are you a queen that people are going to like? You understand? And then now comes to the stage, the day, how you walk on stage, how the confidence.
So it's a combination of different things.
Exactly. So when now they judge, there's going to be judges. There've been judges ever since we started with the competition, where they've been judging us. And then now it's the final day where they're going to add the results of me being staged looking all nice with how I conducted myself when I'm with other finalists, So it's not just about the results that you get from the stage. It's a combination of everything.
Yes. Yeah. So we're wrapping up now. I want you to look at that camera and you're going to tell people how to vote for you, including your social handles. Yeah.
All right. So once again, I am so grateful for this platform. You have no idea. I'm so happy. For me, I'm already seeing myself dominating and taking up space, and such platforms are really, are really a blessing. So to all the viewers out there, please make sure that you follow Ntsako Mahlaule Charged Up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is now called X.
Oh, yeah.
So follow Ntsako Mahlaule. There are all the details I am sharing on how to purchase the tickets. The tickets are available at CompuTicket. When you bought it, you're going to have to send it to me so that I send the management the ticket number to give me points to say this ticket was bought through Ntsako. So if you want to vote, please go to www.Bachelorette.southafrica.co.za and just go you will see the list of the finalists that are there. You will see a lot of them. We are 16, but make sure that you go for the Mapengo girl.
Oh, yes.
Ntsako Mahlaule, and it will say votes. The money, it's in dollars. Don't be scared. It will, as you continue clicking, it will convert to rands. So if you are struggling to vote, you can just DM me on Instagram or Facebook to say, I am struggling to vote. I have 100 rands, because 100 rands is 22 votes. 200 rands, it's 45 votes. You can say, Ntsako, I have 200 rands. How do I send it to you? And you can just send it to me and I'll vote right away. I'll even do a screenshot and send you that, okay, now my votes are from 40 plus 45, I'm on 85. So basically, if you are struggling, don't mind, don't worry. Some people are a bit skeptical because you have to put your card number for it to take from your account. So if you're not comfortable with that, it's okay. Just DM me. I will do it on your behalf. And then please, guys, let's fill up, the place by purchasing the ticket and scream, Ntsako, Ntsako. It will give me confidence when I'm there on stage. But beside that, it's only that. Just follow me on my social media. If you have any question, just DM me to say that I've seen you on the podcast. How do I help?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Definitely. Definitely. I believe that you will be getting votes.
Yeah.
If not for you, You must do it for me.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was so lovely sitting with you, talking,
you so
about your journey. It's very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. I think what stands out more for me is the fact that you wanted to do it your way.
Yes.
You were grateful for the opportunity to be taken to school, but you wanted to do it your way. And now you can say, it's my journey.
Yes, exactly.
It's your journey.
It's my journey.
Wow.
And it's the journey of becoming, I'm still becoming the best version of myself every day. Yes. I've never thought that I'll be able to speak so well. When I started, when I was still in high school, I could shake when I speak. I could, I was so shy. Exactly. I was so shy. And to hear myself speak like this, it's like, okay, I am becoming. You understand? So every day, I allow myself to become, and it's something that I want to leave with the viewers to say, please do not undermine yourself. You shouldn't undermine your situation, how poor you are, how much you don't have certain things, do not undermine. In fact, to use that to become the best version of yourself.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ntsako Mahlaule. Miss SA Bachelorette. Top 16, I'm putting it there.
Yeah.
I'm endorsing. Thank you for watching Masterminds of Influence. Contact us when you want to come sit with me here when Ntsako is sitting. You can send us an email. You can contact us on WhatsApp, via phone call. But also remember to please subscribe. We've got so many viewers, but subscriptions not coming all right. So please subscribe and share this with someone out there who might probably have lost hope and they really need to hear how other people are making it or how other people have done it out there. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.